And welcome to everybody joining our webinar, Unlocking Career Paths, Hands-on Tools Your Students Will Love. Now, to get started, I always love to just throw a think question out there. And if we were live in person, I'd want people to answer and participate. But being webinar format, let's all just critically think about this. Have you ever wondered how students can transition from passive learners to actively engaged future professionals? That's the question I want us to try to answer today, to really take a vision of how we can transform our programs based on the students that we're working with. So before we jump in, I do want to do a quick review of Realityworks, and then we'll get into our agenda for the next 20 to 30 minutes. So for those of you who don't know anything about Realityworks, we have been around for almost 30 years. We have a mission as a company to create products that can truly engage students in future career paths to help them succeed in college or career or future training. The goal of our products is to give them some hands-on understanding right in the classroom of what kind of technical skills or soft skills that they're going to need for their future. In the way that we come up with our products is we go out and we talk to administrators and educators just like you to find out what are those pain points that you have in educating your students. What concepts are you teaching that they're just not quite understanding? And what kind of simulator or trainer could be created to really engage them in the topic that you're talking about? We create these products for career and technical education, specifically in family consumer sciences, health science, agriculture, welding, and trades. We go after those pathways because we also know there's a large workforce need in each of those. So if we can pair hands-on tools that engage students with what future careers are truly needed, we can create something really great. In this discovery of what products we should create, we learn a ton about the industry and we learn a lot about educators. So then we host webinars like this to share some of that intel that we have learned in our discovery process. So what are we here for today? What is unlocking career paths and hands-on tools your students will love? Well, topics I want to cover first is why career exploration matters. This is really important when you're looking at those career paths. Why does it matter and how does it fit with today's students, and how do we engage them so that they are successful? Then we're going to explore what some of those high demand career areas are, and I'm going to share just a couple of our Realityworks learning aids that meet those high demand careers and how those learning aids can create those aha moments for our students. And that aha moment, that's that engagement that we're trying to get from them while they're discovering their future careers. And then, as always, we love to give tons of free resources out, both from Realityworks and other sources that we're familiar with. So we'll touch on that at the end. So let's jump in. Why does career exploration matter? Well, first, early exposure is a big part of that. Research indicates that early exposure to career exploration activities in middle schools and high schools can significantly impact students' career choices. The students who engage in these activities are more likely to pursue post-secondary education or training that's relevant to their career choices. We know that it can increase student engagement. Schools that are integrating this into their curriculum often report a higher level of student engagement, especially with hands-on activities and job shadowing and career fairs. These are all really effective methods that are going to enhance our students' interest and their motivation. With career exploration, it's a great time to align to that future workforce. It's helping schools align their education to what our workforce needs, and especially what your workforce within your own community needs. By introducing students to these high-demand career paths and emergent industries that we're seeing, school can play a crucial role in preparing them for a skilled workforce in the future, and a skilled workforce that might be right in their backyard of possible careers they could get either right out of high school, technical school, or the further four-year colleges as well. We also know that career exploration reduces dropout rates. So studies have shown that students who participate in career exploration programs are less likely to drop out of school. Exploring a variety of career options early on can inspire students to set goals and stay focused on their academic achievements. It also helps with decision making. So exploring careers really is equipping our students with the information and skills needed to make informed career decision. So as part of that discovery, they can understand job requirements, salary expectations, educational pathways, and industry needs. And with all of this, that's going to enhance them having to make their own decisions for their future as well. So really, knowledge is power when it comes to career exploration and supporting our students. And really, we also have to look at what should our career exploration programs be. And I look at career exploration as a process. It's a process to learn about and evaluate career opportunities. And you can learn about these and evaluate them based on your own interests and values that the student has. When you're doing career exploration, it really is a discovery process, and it should be super fun and super informative. We want these students to be excited about careers. So let's make that discovery process as much fun as it can be, but to really help with that decision making and understanding, it's got to be really informative as well. And we also have to look at, okay, if we're going to be doing career exploration, who are we doing this with? Who are today's students? And well, today's students definitely come with some challenges. I have children of my own, and they are different than what we were when we were in school. But there's kind of a beauty in it as well. So as we're looking at our programs and how we, unlock what they could be, we should really be looking at how the beauty of this generation is defining and transforming the way we educate. We know that students are digital natives. They seamlessly navigate a variety of digital tools and platforms. They integrate them in their learning, they integrate them in their daily life, their communication, and their collaboration process that they're having. Students are super adept to multitasking, not only with all these digital tools that we just talked about, but also there's just more pressure on them. There's pressure to balance their academics and extracurriculars and jobs and also social engagement. We're still pushing on these students to make sure they're doing. With all of this, they're very curious, and their curiosity is driving them to really seek deeper understanding. They're asking more insightful questions, and they're wanting to participate in more discussions. And as I'm saying this, some of you might be thinking, I can't get my students to participate, but they're thinking, they're critically thinking. And I think the generation has been put into a place with all of this knowledge right at their fingertips that they're starting to be a little bit more insightful. So we're trying to open that up and get them to participate and ask those questions in classes. We know that students really do embrace technology. It's what they've grown up with. But as we think about today's students, we don't always have to think about technology being digital as well. Technology can be a tool or a method that's going to facilitate and enhance our experience. So that's why we say hands-on learning tools really can be technology as well, because they're designed to provide tactical experiences, encourage exploration, and promote active engagement right in that learning process. So with understanding our students, we know we have to transform our style of teaching because they have some different preferences. Today's student or the modern student, they tend to favor interactive and experiential approaches. They really appreciate hands-on activities. They even like group projects where they have to collaborate with other students. They want to have a real-world application for their knowledge. The question you hear a lot is, what is this going to do for me? What does this mean to my future? And we have to provide that for them. This is real-world application to what they're knowing. And career exploration is such a great platform for that because it's actual things they'll be doing in a future career. And additionally, they're very adept at navigating a lot of information thanks to those digital tendencies that they have. So what we know for today's learner and all that I just said is engagement really does matter. And experiential learning's interactive and real-world approach can really boost those retention rates. A study has shown that over 60% of students are retaining information based on experiential learning and real world experience versus some traditional lecturing and learning models. So how do we take what we know about career exploration and hands-on learning aids and today's students, and how do we connect them all together for our programs to be effective? We know experiential learning activities actively involve students in the learning process, and it makes it more engaging and therefore more memorable. And this can be what leads to that deeper understanding and that retention of the information and the concepts. We know with career exploration and hands-on learning, it can support recruiting efforts. So offering experiential learning opportunities for students can get them excited about actually wanting to go into different classes and really commit to those. It can save time and money by focusing on, consumable costs and optimizing resources. Experiential learning can be really cost effective in the long run, while providing these great learning experiences. We can really focus on skill development. So experiential learning emphasizes not just theoretical knowledge, but also practical knowledge. It's enabling our students to develop, refine, and assess their information in their real world scenarios as they're choosing what their professions could be. And as we're talking about career exploration and grabbing attention and recruiting, I was thinking about some of our customers that do an excellent job of this. So I threw a snip on there of our customer. His name is Nathan Anderson. He's an agriculture teacher in Minnesota, and he does everything he can to engage his students. He puts in a lot of different technologies, a lot of different hands-on learning tools, and he uses a platform, he uses TikTok to really engage students in his, the students returning to his classes are growing, as well as he's getting more students to sign up for his classes because he's making that experience really fun, not only with the hands-on learning tools, but he's getting on their same level with that digital technology as well. So there's so many opportunities to be able to increase that engagement and recruit students and retain them. Okay, so where do you begin? Many people probably already have programs in place that you're building on. And while you're building those programs, you're looking, what does the industry need? What does the workforce need? What does my community need? Also aligning those programs with the post-secondary offerings at your community colleges or your four-year university. What are they offering, and how do we put that into our own schools to then feed those programs? And looking at your own programs, which ones might need a boost, where adding some experiential learning and hands-on tools could really enhance and grow those programs. And a lot of times it's really just asking those students, what is it that are careers that excite you, that you want to have some class and program offerings on? Or what are some hands-on tools you've seen that maybe we can incorporate into a current class? So another place to begin is with Realityworks. So while Realityworks does offer products that could fall into any category because we offer a lot of employability and leadership skills programs, we really focus on 4 career areas that we think need a deeper knowledge and more hands-on tools. So that's how we come up with the products, is we look at these key areas and we look at what kind of tools we can create for those. So I'm going to dive into health sciences and agriculture and family consumer sciences now, and show you just a couple of the hands-on tools that really can create those aha moments. And while I'm going to show you 3 of these tools, Realityworks does offer over 300 different educational simulators and trainers. So health sciences, first let's look at why health sciences. So this chart shows that the projected percent employment change from 2021 to 2031 is going to increase at a rapid rate over any other job. So the typical rate of growth in those 10 years is 5.3 for all occupations. And you can see here for health science specific occupations, it can be a growth of 17% all the way up to 45%. So that definitely just screams, okay, we need to be having some programs based around healthcare jobs. The projected growth is for many reasons. One is there are more people and we need to have more healthcare. There's technology changes in healthcare which require more specialization. But there's also projected growth mainly due to the aging population, so leading to a greater demand of healthcare products. or of healthcare occupations. So our AHA product to help your health science programs become more engaging for your students, I wanted to share our Real Care Geriatric Simulator. So this simulator enables students to personally experience a variety of age-related physical challenges that they're having. And really that moment that grabs our students is they're walking in the shoes of the patients that they're going to be working with. So they need to build their own patients. They need to build their empathy for those patients. They're going to truly understand what they're going through to be able to relate to them and be a better healthcare worker. We're creating a sticky moment for them that they're going to be very memorable. And the way to take this beyond just that experience of wearing it is we suggest creating a career exploration station. And you could have stations around the room be parts of the geriatric simulator so they can experience different parts. Or you could have it be where this suggestion is they take an empathy self-assessment that's included with this product. They try to understand where their empathy is today. Then they wear the geriatric simulator. They go through different check things like having to get dressed in the geriatric simulator, having to walk down the hall. And then they retake that assessment to try to learn, did they gain more empathy and understanding that's truly going to help them in their future career paths? Now we're going to take a look at family and consumer sciences. And while family consumer sciences can go into many different career areas, the one we're going to focus on is childcare, because childcare is a very hot career need right now. In fact, the lack of adequate and affordable childcare has really helped increase the number of needs that we have out there for workers. So the childcare service industry is still down over 120,000 workers, more than a 10% decline from pre-pandemic levels. And this is according to the Labor Department. So while many industries are complaining about not finding enough workers, one of the big issues is that some people are not able to work because they don't have a great place to take their child. And so one solution Realityworks has come up with is looking at how do we make more childcare workers. So the product we created was the childcare experience. So this is a complete simulation involving some hardware and software as well as curriculum. And it's ideal for that early childhood program, getting students to learn about taking care of children and safety events, all the way leading up to a capstone where they have to care for 4 or 8 babies at one time, having to feed them, having to change them, having to manage multiple infants simultaneously. And now there isn't a lot of childcare programs or childcare centers out there that are going to allow students to walk in, right from class. They want them to really go through some training before that. And the way this program can help students see, one, am I interested in this career pathway? That's great, but it's going to teach them things like how do you properly give CPR? How do you dislodge an object if the baby's choking? So that's going to get them excited and engaged in what taking care of children could possibly be, while helping out the workforce need as well. And so how do we take a hands-on tool to even go deeper into career exploration? I just threw up one lesson here. It's about entrepreneurship. So it's challenging students to look at what it would be like if they opened their own childcare center. So the tools are great in engaging them into the view of what their future career could look like. But then when you tie it with lessons around almost a bigger picture, hey, I could be a business owner someday around this topic as well. So the lesson really dives into preparing students for opening a childcare center. So understanding what it would be like to open a business, understanding necessary planning to be successful, and the requirements that are relevant for within that business. So really taking it even from the experience beyond that as well. All right, so agriculture. So we know the United States is a large agriculture country as well. And according to the USDA, an interesting thing is the number of farms in the US are actually declining over the years. After peaking in 1935 with 6.8 million farms, In 2020, there was just a little over 2 million farms. But what has really been the change is our technological developments within agriculture have influenced the farm sector quite a bit. So innovations in animal, crop genetics, chemicals, equipment, and farm organization have enabled continuing that strong output of growth while changing the way that the farm looks today. But as a result, there is going to be different types of jobs in the agriculture that are coming in our future. And a product that we brought out to help students kind of discover different career paths is hydroponics. So potential careers that really a hydroponics could relate to is nursery and greenhouse technicians, cultivation managers, agriculture engineers, agronomists, irrigation technicians, horticulture, culinary. It can go in so many different directions of different careers they could go into just by discovering a new technology of growing crops. So our hydroponics systems that we offer are really geared for the classroom and how do you fit it in an actual classroom, not taking up too much space, but letting students really discover what it's like to grow in a different element. We incorporate STEM concepts and as well as discovering the different careers that this affects. In taking it a step farther and really thinking back to that today's learner and what they care about, their value system, can really get into quite a bit when you're doing hydroponics. You know, growing your food is actually growing your mind. So we know there's that component of career exploration in STEM, but there's also a great component about sustainability and fresh eating, all that really can grab today's students' interest as well. So I touched on just 3 products, trying to show how you could create aha moments for your students with those. But Realityworks really does offer over 300 products to help you, refresh a program, start a program, and get those students really engaged. So all of our products, we consider them to be turnkey. So they come with curriculum, they come with the hands-on tools that you would need. There's an idea of skill development that is throughout the products, trying to develop those real world skills through that practice and simulation experience. Our tools and curriculum really are helping students explore these high wage, high skill, high demand careers that are out there. And we want all of our products to align to the funding sources that you would use to be able to enhance your products. Our tools are also supporting the CTSOs that are out there. So as I said earlier, our educators are our best experts into what else should we come out with. And CTSOs are a great place to just say, hey, what are those competitive events and how do we align the products to really fit what the students are needing? So the turnkey solutions are a great way to be able to refresh and start your programs. Another way is we have several different career exploration packages. So we created the various packages of some of our key simulators if you're looking to have kind of that general career exploration. And now every product that we have does come with those student materials and curriculum, as well as the hands-on learning tools. But we looked at each of those kind of popular career areas and what products do we combine together to really enhance your program. So we have one for health science careers that goes into the geriatric simulator, as well as some sports medicine and some general nursing. Culinary is another hot career. So you can see we have that hydroponics in there, as well as some food safety and science and building a food truck. So the idea of these packages is to look at those hot careers and what are the best products to kind of align to them to enhance that student experience. All right, so I did promise you free resources after going through some of Realityworks products. We'll touch on those really quickly. So first resource I highly encourage everybody to check out is the Association of Career and Technical Education did published a paper about career exploration in middle schools and setting students up for success. So it's a great free download that they have out on their website that really talks about how you could set up your programs as early as in middle school to then build students up through high school and into post-secondary or further training to help them with career exploration. Realityworks offers a lot of free resources too. I briefly touched on some different topics today that we've learned about, but we've taken that further and created free lesson plans. We write a lot of blogs. We have a lot of posters with some of the facts about high demand careers out there. So if you go to realityworks.com/career exploration implementation, you can access any of these free resources as well. And Realityworks is here to help. We're here to help you refresh what your program could be. If you want access to connect to an account manager right away, you can scan the QR code on the screen. A form will pop up, and they'd be happy to connect with you. And so at this time, I think we can open it up to any questions.
Yeah, so I've been watching the chat. Have a couple questions for you. First off, do our products and curriculum align with CBEN, which is Competency-Based Education Network?
Sometimes it depends on a specific product. So I think the best place for me to answer what ones you're really looking for is if you could scan this and fill that out with that question, and we will get back to you on that. Right offhand, we align with any CTE standards. Our FACS programs align to a lot of the AAFCS standards. But CBEN is one that isn't on the top of my mind. So I'd love to investigate that further if you would fill out that question for us.
Perfect. And then another question, are we able to create custom career exploration pathway packages? I know you mentioned a couple specific. Are we able to create our own?
Yes, definitely. And that is what we've definitely learned is we have a lot of products, and we like to kind of framework that perfect package that we see what it could be for health science or nursing, for example. But what we've really learned is every state have different requirements and standards. Maybe some don't allow needles in the classroom if you're doing blood draws or injections. So we can pull some different parts and pieces out of package to really fit what your needs is, especially if your industry is calling for a certain area and you want to make sure you add those simulators or trainers in. So we can create custom packages and build in a discount for programs as well, like our other packages have.
Perfect. And then another question, can you share more about the CTSO solutions?
Yep. So when it comes with CTSOs, again, it really depends on which one we're looking at. But what we do is we look at the competitions that are out there, and how can we have a learning aid that could either, one, be incorporated into what skills the students need to learn, or else we even look at ones that a student could then take that and use that for an event as well. We have a welding simulator, and we had a student actually take the welding simulator to a competition to show what they had learned through simulation, and then how they applied that simulation to their actual technical training within welding as well. So it really depends on which competition or which alignment we're looking at. But again, we have some great specific ones to HOSA, to FFA, to Skills USA that are right in our blog if you search out CTSOs in there.
Awesome. And that, I don't see any more questions at this time. I think that wraps up everyone's questions.
Okay. Well, thank you again for anybody who joined. I know Kelsey will send out that certificate of completion, as well as some links to some of these free resources we have. If you have any more specific questions, you can scan the screen and fill that out, or you can directly email Realityworks, and we will definitely get that answered for you.